Hello, I will be presenting my EdTech seminar project, which covers topic 2, where I am going to be flipping Turkle's argument on its head. Overview. In Claiming Conversation, the Power of Talk in a Digital Age, Sherry Turkle claims that technology has caused us to have less empathy and emotional connections, which leads to less loyal social relationships. Snow, in an article from 2007, states, "It would appear that since face-to-face interactions contain more cues as to the meaning behind the words used than on online interactions, that those in face-to-face interactions would gain a more accurate understanding of what their partner was attempting to communicate." So in other words, in face-to-face interactions, one would immediately have more of an understanding, more of an emotional understanding also as to what their counterpart would be conveying and relating to them than on a technological type of communication with another person. Turkle's argument. Turkle is an advocate of conversation. Her argument suggests that conversation should take first place over technology. Turkle states, "So my argument is not anti-technology, it's pro-conversation. It's time to put technology in its place and reclaim conversation. That journey begins with a better understanding of what conversation accomplishes and how technology can get in its way. As things are now, even when people are determined to have in-person conversations, their plans are often derailed." Okay, so now we have a scenario. We must give up our technology. What important things will we give up in our lives? Okay, so personally, if I give up technology, as you can see, these are the things that are very important to me that I would be giving up in my life. Okay, so the first thing is my cell phone. And we all have a cell phone. We all use our cell phones for many different things. I would be losing access to my Google Calendar, all of my contacts in which I text, my alarm clock, my games that I play, my video games that I play at night. So the cell phone is very important to me in my life. I don't go anywhere without it. The next thing is my laptop. I use it and take it to school every day, at work, and also when I go to the library. I use it at home very often. The third thing would be video games. I'm an avid video game player. I come from the first generation of video gamers, so I also use it to wind down at night. It really calms my nerves playing video games. So that is an important thing that I will be losing. Next, at work as a school teacher, my smart board would definitely be something important that I will be giving up. I use my smart board to teach lessons. I use it to also on lessons or assignments or projects that my students are completing. They work on like a group assignment and they use the smart board to do whatever the particular assignment that I have for them. Next, social media is another thing that we use in technology that's very important that I would be losing. I'm on Twitter, and I'm really only on Twitter right now as the only social media that I'm a part of. Twitter is a very important piece of technology for me because I use it for my PLNs. I connect with a lot of my ed techers. I connect with other colleagues, and I give advice and things that I know as far as in the teaching world and the instructional world. Also, get a lot of advice and I get a lot of pointers and new things that I learn from teachers also. So that is a very important part of social media that I'm a part of. And finally, the World Wide Web, the internet. I don't think any of us now would know what to do if there was no longer, if we no longer had access to the internet. I mean, it connects us with everything in the world right now. Lee and a few other authors wrote in an article, as the internet allows people to communicate with family members, friends, co-workers, and strangers in distant places, across cultures, and without time constraints, it can help us to strengthen people's social relationships and form new relationships. So, technology is a very important part of our lives. It connects us with people. It connects us to new things. So I think it's something that we actually couldn't live without at this day and time. What things do technology provide for us that we wouldn't have otherwise? Okay, so as you can see, these are 3 things that I actually use that if technology didn't exist, this wouldn't exist. So the first thing is my GPS system in my car. This is something that I definitely use very often, because if we did not have a GPS system, we would have to basically either go by people's directions, write them down on a piece of paper, or use a literal map on a huge sheet of paper that the maps come on. So that is definitely a technological advance that we all use basically to get from place to place. The next thing is the virtual reality headset. This is something that one of my students introduced me to, and we actually bought one, and I didn't even know how they worked. And when I did first use it, I was amazed because it actually takes you virtually into another world. So you can watch videos there. You can do so many different things technologically wearing this headset, and you see so many different things, and it's a wonderful new technological advance that wouldn't exist if technology didn't exist. And finally, YouTube. Years ago, when YouTube didn't exist, it's just a lot of things that we use today that we just wouldn't be able to have access to, because you use YouTube for any how-to anything. You can learn how to lay wooden floors on YouTube. You can learn how to apply makeup on YouTube. Any and everything you can use YouTube for, entertainment and education. Chopik, in an article in 2016, stated the recent advances in technology and online social networking can have large implications for the health and well-being of older adults. Technology makes it easier for older adults to connect with their loved ones and has made life more convenient on the whole. So in other words, with the technological advances and improvements that we have today, is making everyone's life more convenient and easier. By removing technology, what would this take away from our lives? Personally, with Google, it would take so many different things that I use on a daily basis out of my life. If we didn't have Google Docs, Google Forms, Gmail, Blogger, Google Calendar, there's so many different things that Google has invented that we all use. For example, for Google Docs, we can type a document, an important document, and it when we save it, it literally goes into the cloud, where not only if we save it on our device, we save it in this cloud, that if we don't have our device, we can still retrieve it from any device in the world, because we've saved it on the Google Doc form. Turkle also states, in every encounter, we need to use the right tool for the job. Sometimes face-to-face conversation is not the right tool for a particular job. So here you see that Turkle's counterclaim also acknowledges that we do need technology, and it is an important part of our life. These are my references. Thank you for watching and listening to my project.